What's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review. A lot of things going on in this show tonight. What do we really have to take from AEW Dynamite tonight, eh? Let's see. We start off with Darby Allin versus Ricky Starks, Taz, JR, and Excalibur are on commentary. Ricky Starks came out with a body bag with Darby Allin's name on it. And they did go to a video with Darby Allin, which it was some dude telling that, that Darby Allin is going to remind him of how much of a bitch Starks really is. I think he threw him down a hill or something in a body bag. That's what it looked like, I believe. Something was really strange about that. I don't know, man. Darby's always trying to kill himself every week. But this was a very good match, though, between Darby Allin and Ricky Starks. I did enjoy this. This was good. Real good. I know Brian Cage tried to come out, but Will Hobbs ended up stopping him, going to fighting him to the back. But like I said, this match was really good. It's not bad at all. Darby Allin trying to go for the armbar, Starks getting to the ropes. One thing I did like throughout this match, they had a good sequence. It looked like when Darby Allin tried to go for like a springboard cutter, but Starks caught him with a spear when he turned around. Basically ended up in a 2 count. Starks had got him to the top rope then and was going to go for his finisher. But Darby Allin pretty much knocked him off the turnbuckle onto the ground. He hit the coffin drop for the win. So, good match, 10 minutes. I like the opening of this. This was very fun to watch between Darby Allin and Ricky Starks. So, I did like that match. Not bad at all. Next, Cody Rhodes came out. Cody, I still think the guy looks like Spider-Man 3's Tobey Maguire, especially when he had the symbiote suit on. If you don't believe me, go look it up. I thought it was funny. He was being interviewed by Dasha Fuentes, and Cody went on to talk about his whole injury as she brought it up, since she wanted to ask how he's feeling. Cody talked about how Al Snow once told him that never to wrestle injured, or you're always wrestling injured, I believe. And he talked about how wrestlers don't shake hands out of respect. It's because they need each other. And, people want to imagine a shame of what happened when he lost the TNT title in 3 minutes. And then next thing you know, he got to call Hollywood, and he jumped over there and went, on that show they were promoting a few weeks ago. They promoted on a TNT where, it's him, Rosario Dawson, Snoop Dogg, and I forgot the last person's name, Jennifer Nimbles, I believe, or something. And then, look at Cody. It's just, who is Cody, huh? He's just the guy who was beaten in 3 minutes, while everybody else, all these celebrities, have a bigger name than him. But Dasha said, are you going to accept Brody Lee's challenge of the dog collar match? Cody said there's optics in pro wrestling, and it's very important. And at the optics of a match that's bloody and violent, featuring an executive president, he said, my answer is no. But when Cody walked away, leaving the ring, which I actually thought that was pretty good, he came back to the ring. He says, no, as in no regrets, he says. No as in no looking back. And he says, I accept the dog collar match. He showed great fire, especially during the promo right here, saying he wants Brody Lee next week, and it will be for the TNT title. Brody Lee came out and he started brawling with Cody. Next thing you know, several producers, referees, and Dark Order members came in to break them apart. Brandy showed up then and jumped off the top rope onto all the Dark Order members. Then Anna Jay and her were fighting as some of the other women from the barricade, they jumped the barricade and held them back. Nyla Rose, for whatever reason, beat up one of the I guess, the female wrestling fans out there. I don't know what was that. That was strange. But Cody and Brody Lee continued to brawl in. Brody Lee came back to fight, but they ended up breaking them apart. This was a very good segment. Cody cut a great promo. I thought it was a very good brawl, but I didn't think they needed Brandy out there. Now, yes, it does make sense to why Brandy was out there brawling with Anna Jay. I understand that. Don't get me wrong, okay? That did make sense, but it feels like they just had to get Brandy on TV one way, one how. She had to get a move in, and like some say, she's being shoehorned into this. But hey, Brandy's got to get that TV time, folks. One way or another, she will get some type of TV time on this show. I would have done without that, and I didn't think they needed the Nyla Rose part. I didn't understand what that meant. That was just random, like very random. I think they just should have kept it between Cody and Brody Lee, especially after the promo Cody cut, and just keep the focus on the TNT Championship. Keep it focused on that. Don't focus on nothing else. Like I said, I know Brandy has something to do with this feud with Anna Jay, but it's like they have to shoehorn her into this segment just to give us some TV time. And Nyla Rose, that was just random. But other than that, the segment was still really good. I just would have taken probably those two parts out of it. Next, Tony Schiavone was interviewing FTR and Tully Blanchard. Thought the best friends were not 100% and that they were backyard wrestlers and participation guys, and they're not going to get a title shot this week, and that's why they got to beat SCU. And they talked about the Young Bucks and how the Young Bucks have repeatedly blown their opportunities, all because, Dave Meltzer loves them so much and gives them 5 stars. That's not going to help them get a title shot. Good call there, especially Barry and Meltzer. They didn't give these guys like 4.5 stars, and apparently against the Jungle Express, I think I said this, but you're going to get The Rock versus Hulk Hogan 3 stars from WrestleMania 18. Yeah, that dude's on crack, but well, I think we all kind of know that half the time. But next, Matt Jackson super kicked Tony Schiavone. Well, both the Jacksons super kicked Tony Schiavone. Says, "Are we interrupting something?" As FTR said, "Well, why don't you kick us then? We're bigger." Like I said, they are trying to do their best to make the Young Bucks look like badasses, just randomly super kicking people. But something about it is just, I don't know, man. Something about it just ain't working for some reason with me. I don't know why, but they don't come off as badasses. I believe I said this last week before with the random super kicking. Okay? Next, SCU were being interviewed in the back about, their match, their whole tag title match and what could happen. But before they came out, Sean Spears was there, and he said good luck to them as SCU went out there then. Which, like I said, if you do remember, Scorpio Sky from the Tuesday Night Dynamite show, I know he said something about Sean Spears and everything, so at least that was a good call from there. But as the tag team match began with FTR and Scorpio Sky, not FTR versus SCU, Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels was out there with them. Hangman Page was on commentary. This was the FTR Brush with Greatness Challenge, and they had a 20-minute time limit for this match. This was a very good match, I will admit. And I will say I enjoy Hangman on commentary more than I do Kenny Omega. Like I said, good match. FTR did end up getting the win when Scorpio Sky was going for a suplex. Tully Blanchard tripped them, and basically Tully and Wheeler there held on to Sky's foot as Dax got the win, I believe. So FTR won, still retain the titles and whatnot, winning the match, but it's still a good tag match. But next, Excalibur announced this 8-man tournament to see who will get a shot at the AEW title at Full Gear. Excalibur named only 3 of the participants, which were Jungle Boy, Phoenix, and Kenny Omega. Hangman almost spit out his drink and said, "I gotta go." We don't even know if he's still in the tournament or not. We only know 3 people in there. It's not like his name wasn't announced yet, but he was kind of pissed. I guess Kenny was in it. I'm assuming he's gonna be in it too, but I was like, why would he spit his water out? And not his water, but his drink out. If I get Omega's in, but we only know 3 people. We don't even know all 8 people yet, okay? Next, Private Party came out, which Matt Hardy, he's still there every week. The guy cut a promo a few weeks ago saying, "Hey, I'm taking time off. I got to think on my own, and I'll be back." But he continues to show up every week, though, for some reason. So I don't know. If all I know, he'll wrestle next week because he's not taking any time off. Even though he said we thought he was taking time off and he was going away for a minute, but he's still here every week. Chris Jericho came out. Of course, everybody sings his theme song, which I feel wasn't a lot of people in that crowd this time. Maybe lesser people. I don't know. But Jericho went against Isaiah Kassidy. This was a good match, and come on, we all expected who was going to win, but the strangest thing about this match was when Chris Jericho went into the crowd, and he went into the crowd and the barricade, and next thing you know, him and Luther start brawling then, which was very random. Really random. Now, Jericho did end up getting the win after hitting the Judas effect when Kassidy went in midair. Jericho won. The other Inner Circle members came in and started beating up Isaiah Kassidy. Matt Hardy came in with a chair as Mark Quinn attacked I think Ortiz. They fought him off, but next thing you know, Jericho and Hager, which I believe Hager was bleeding from his nose and Jericho was bleeding also, they start fighting Luther and this Certepico guy, which was the most random thing ever. Like, why is Jericho even fighting these guys for? Like, I don't get it. I really didn't understand what was happening here. What beef do they have with Luther and this Certepico? Or I don't even know. I don't know. Honestly, I didn't even know Luther was still there. I really didn't know, or this Centepico dude. I don't know why that happened. They just start fighting these guys for no reason. Like, it's like they just got into another feud, even though they were feuding with Kassidy, Isaiah Kassidy, but now they're going to fight Luther and them. I don't know what's going on with that. And I know Jericho's big 30th anniversary shows next week, and they did announce that it's Jericho and Hager versus Luther and the Centepico. But I guess this is Jericho's longtime friend. He's known for a very long time, and they said it on commentary. We're going back to FMW or something. I don't know nothing about Luther other than say he's a Japanese deathmatch legend, which I've never seen the dude, but apparently Jericho knows him like that, so maybe he's giving him a chance. I don't know what's going on with that, but that was just random and strange. Like, it's like everybody's just fighting people from the crowd for no reason. Either people jumping from the crowd coming to fight, or people jumping into the crowd going to fight, and we don't even know why they're even feuding, okay? Kip Sabian and Miro talking about the bachelor party, which they were in an arcade, I guess, playing video games and everything, until Billy Mitchell, the King of Kong, isn't he the guy that... I know I saw a documentary on him many years ago on G4 TV, but wasn't he like a fraud or something? Or I know Regular Show had made fun of him one time doing a parody, but I don't remember the whole thing. But what, he didn't break the record for Donkey Kong, or he did, and it's like he just showed up randomly next to him, and Miro says, how are you supposed to have a great bachelor party during a pandemic? Which, that is very tough. How do you have a bachelor party during a pandemic? You can't have a lot of people. And what, you can't get no strippers, you can't get the hoes, so what do you really do? And Billy Mitchell basically told Miro he knew some people that could help him find them to do something really crazy. So, yeah, we had people from the, like, Donkey Kong break record thing come up and tell Miro how to run a bachelor party. Okay, I still don't have no idea why they have him aligned with Kip Sabian. That's just real strange to me. Dasha ended up interviewing Best Friends Orange Cassidy until FTR showed up. Talk about there's a spot in the main event for them, or the middle of the card, for those titles. As Wheeler pretty much says, they could be the comedy relief and whatnot. They were going to leave to the Best Friends, so they were going to punch them. FTR flinched, and then Orange Cassidy called them weenies. Orange Cassidy went against some Dark Order member. I don't know. Orange Cassidy won. I wasn't even really paying that much attention to this match, to be honest. Cause I don't know why. It was just some Dark Order dude and Cassidy. It's not much I can say from this. MJF was with a cameraman. He had a gift in his hand for Chris Jericho. And I guess for all the Inner Circle members as they went to the Inner Circle locker room. And he had them all jackets for them. They had all Inner Circle jackets except for Sammy Guevara. He didn't get one. And MJF says it wasn't intentional. He got mad at Wardlow for forgetting the jacket. And Guevara wondered, like, why are you even here? MJF said, I just want to congratulate you guys for the win, Jericho. I had a question for him, and he says, I had a question for you a long time ago. Do you want to join the Inner Circle? Which they did that many months ago when this whole thing started. So I guess they do remember that. Do you want to join the Inner Circle? Do you want to join the Inner Circle? And whatnot. They kept doing that. But MJF said, Jericho, do you want me to join the Inner Circle? Do you want to join the Inner Circle? Do you want me to join the Inner Circle? So that was funny the first time. It was funny again. But Jericho says appreciate the gifts and kept it classy. But, MJF said, I just want to thank you for your 30 years in pro wrestling, that your run has been legendary and everything. And he just wanted to congratulate him. But before Guevara was going to say, what a loser, Jericho says, no. Maybe he's not. I don't know if it's some type of alliance that's going to happen with Chris Jericho and MJF, or who's going to turn on who, or which guy's going to attack what, or some feud. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see what happens with this. But I don't know where they're going with Jericho and MJF, but it's got to be some turn, maybe, or they turn on each other. I'm not really sure. Britt Baker went against Red Velvet. I will say this. This was just an enhancement match. Baker did okay. It's not much. And usually when you see a Baker match, it's horrible, but this was okay. This wasn't that bad. So it was a enhancement squash match, but it wasn't bad. Next, we get towards the main event. Eddie Kingston came out to, I guess, gonna announce John Moxley's opponent. Because they did go over for next week's show. I don't know why that FTW title is on the line, but Eddie Kingston came out with Bryce Rensburg. Bryce. I am Bryce. But, well, his is a Y, mine's an I. But Eddie Kingston came out, talked about he never tapped out of John Moxley's Bulldog choke. And he said he was pissed that, Tony Khan gets, to choose who Moxley fights. So Kingston says, I got to pick someone to fight. He's got to talk to his friend and everything, the referee. And, he said he called it from bell to bell. And, yes, he never did quick, but you were unresponsive. And he said, we're friends and everything. Yes, but we're friends at home, but this is work, okay? And I have to protect you from yourself. But Kingston and the Lucha Brothers start surrounding him then. John Moxley came out with a baseball bat, barbed wire baseball bat. As everybody got out the ring, Kingston says, all right, you're a tough guy with that bat, but let's see if you could face one of us, which would end up being the Butcher then, so it wasn't even Pentagon and Phoenix. It was the Butcher versus John Moxley. I actually thought it was going to be Pentagon, but not happening for some reason unless they want to wait till a later date. But even as my friend Steven says, I still question the booking of the Lucha Brothers. I question it all the time. I really do question the book of the Lucha Brothers all the time. The match with Mox and Butcher, though, it was okay. It wasn't a bad match. It was good. Like I said, it amazed me this dude's getting a title shot, but Mox still ended up winning with the Bulldog choke after he hit the Death Rider on him. So yeah, Mox got the win. Kingston was pissed off as he walked away then with the Lucha Brothers then, but. Yeah, Mox got the win. It was good, all right? It's not much I can say from it. It gets Mox a win. It was a good match. It was a mystery opponent. Some say like Raw, like what McIntyre, the mystery opponent, ended up being Bobby Roode. So basically the same aspect of what's going on right here. So there you go. One thing I will say about AEW, I know they got this whole anniversary show in the next 2 weeks on the 14th, but technically on October the 2nd, in like the next day or two, I believe it is the 1 year anniversary that AEW, first debuted on TNT, which is pretty crazy. So that's a big accomplishment for being 1 year. Now I know it's been a lot of changes up and down because everything basically went to shit after February or. When did this pandemic start getting bad? Like, about March, I believe. Yeah, about near March, April. That's when we started going only to Daly's place after that. But I will say AEW has done a lot in the year they have been going, as in TV, not from the other pay-per-view shows, but being on a TV network in TNT. And they've managed to get to 1 million 2 times. So I think they've done good in the past year. I've questioned a lot of their decision making, though, but I think they have they've done good, okay, and especially with the shows they've been to here and there. But yeah, other than in the pandemic era we're living right now in wrestling, good on AEW for making 1 year all the way up to October the 2nd once they debuted. Like I said, I still got to go to the last pay-per-view before everything went to shit, okay? So I still like talking about that. But other than that, though, like I said, good show from AEW tonight. We'll see what happens next week with Jericho's 30th anniversary show and whatever else is going on there next week. But a good episode of Dynamite tonight. Other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. I'm out of here. Peace out.